been a while. I came back from holiday. I had the wedding to go to. I've changed jobs, work's been mental. It's kind of never daylight in Aberdeen, so it's not really the kind of year to get out that far. But I have managed to get some work done to the van. We'll cover that later on. For now, one of the things that's really bugging everyone's happiness in Aberdeen is the dreaded low emission zone.
A first drive through one of Scotland's new low emission zones. Diesel cars and vans registered before September 2015 and petrol cars registered before January 2006 will no longer be allowed in most city centres.
That's why from the 1st of June 2023, the city centre low emission zone will come into force.
Vehicles that don't comply with emission standards will face a penalty charge if they enter the zone.
Well, it's safe to say they're not going down particularly well just at the moment, but the idea seems to be to stop vehicles from entering the city centre if they don't meet certain emission standards. So it's farewell to the days when you could drive into town and go from one end of Union Street to the other. Union Street used to be buzzing at the weekends. Not so much nowadays. You can blame online shopping all you like, but if you make it difficult for folk to get into town, they will avoid it. So on top of the low emission zone, which comes into force next summer, half the city centre is completely off limits to private vehicles, which makes my normally easy drive into work, well, interesting. Honestly, anytime I'm going into town, I have to think about which route I'm going to take, and it's even worse with the Christmas village in place. Now, what should take about 5 minutes on a good day is taking at least 3 times that at the moment. When I bought the Caddy, I did a quick check before I picked it up, and initially it looked like the van was ULEZ compliant, but I was wrong. The previous owner had a blue badge, which means they were able to get an exemption in place, so it initially showed up as being okay, but it's not. Now, I work early shifts at the weekends, and I've got to be in the city centre and ready to start by 8 o'clock. There's only a couple of buses that can get me there in time, and if they don't turn up, I'm knackered. So, come summertime, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. It could be the end of van life for me for the time being. been doing repairs to the van. Finally, I've got the fuel pump and the washer bottle changed over, but tinkering with the electrics in the engine bay resulted in the van throwing a massive wobbly. It refused to start, the wipers refused to move, and while I waited on someone to come and troubleshoot that, I had to rely on the bus again. And of course, it had to be about the coldest day of the year so far. That was fun. It wouldn't be so bad if we had a reliable and affordable bus service, but unlike bigger cities, we just don't. You've basically got the option of bus or walking. There's no train service, there's nothing like that. I live on one of the main routes into the city centre. It's served by the airport bus, which usually is great. But if that doesn't turn up, because of weather, because of driver shortages, then you'll be standing about waiting for ages. And this still isn't the worst of my problems. So despite changing the glow plugs, fitting a non-return valve, a new fuel sender pump, and discovering that the van's previous owners have changed the high pressure pump, it's still not quite 100%. She starts better, but she's not great. And to add to that, it looks like I might be getting my old car back, which could mean trying to find somewhere to store the van for a wee bit, or worse still, if I can't find somewhere, then having to sell up. I'm really hoping I can avoid having to get rid of it, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Thanks so much for watching, as always. If you've enjoyed this, hit the like button, comment down below with ideas of what I could do to the Caddy over winter, and I'll catch up with you again soon. Do you want to open the present, Sky? What's that? Paul?